guys, today we're reading Scott Pilgrim Volume 4. Scott Pilgrim gets it together. And he really does get it together. Almost all the characters are moving. Both Kim and Stephen Stills move out of the house that they were sharing with young Neil, and so he's pretty much living by himself. And they kind of take their instruments with them, and I feel really bad for young Neil in this one because he's just like all alone and moping all by himself. Scott and Wallace move. Did anybody else move? Sort of, but we'll get to that. In this novel, it jumps ahead to a couple months later. It's the summertime, they're all sweating in Canada. Apparently it gets hot there. Scott pretty much annoyed the heck out of me in this novel. He's just such a derp head in this novel. He just, I don't know. But thankfully, like the title says, gets it together. As far as the fighting goes, Scott has to fight two ninjas. One of them is a half ninja, but we'll just count her as a full ninja. One of them is an ex and one of them is a different character. I don't want to spoil it, but it's interesting. I thought it was pretty neat because I was like, who is this guy? Who is this guy? He's very mysterious. And then you find out and it's like, oh. But he ends up being pretty cool. Do you remember from the beginning of Volume 2 when Scott's kind of like telling you about his past, his high school and stuff like that? You know, there's Lisa and there's Kim. Kim was the girl that he wanted to date and did date, and Lisa was like his friend, but he didn't really treat her as a friend. He treats her like Kim, like how he treats Kim now. I liked Ramona's character development in this one. She wasn't just like mysterious and... Because at the beginning of the novel, she was kind of like, I don't want to tell you my age, I don't want to tell you yada yada yada. But at the end of the novel, she's kind of opening herself up to Scott and actually like telling him things. There's a part at the end that you really don't want to miss. It's good because I feel like even though Scott Pilgrim, the series, is kind of like video gamey, you know, very like melodramatic, but at the same time, I feel like it's got some good real qualities to it. That kind of goes into the writing, how it's not just nerd references and video games and just melodramatic stuff. There's also just like a real aspect of it. Speaking of nerdy references, there are some references, well, not just references, but Scott Pilgrim has a dream that's based on the Zelda game. I've never actually played Zelda, but I kind of understood what it was about. Also, young Neil is wearing a shirt that has the Deathly Hallows little symbol like this. I don't know if you can see that right there, but yeah, that's got the, but it was on his shirt. But that was pretty neat. I don't know if the symbol's ever been used outside of Harry Potter, so I'm just guessing that it's from Deathly Hallows. Overall, I felt like Scott was just like really dumb, and it kind of weighed down the book a bit, and it kind of just gave me negative feelings about it. But at the same time, there's some really good parts. But yeah, I think I would give it like an 85 out of 100, like a B. At the end of the novel, I thought it was really funny that Hope Larson, she drew, and I think she wrote the about the author stuff, and so it's really funny. I read one of her books and I reviewed it. I don't remember the name of it right now, but yeah, that's really funny, and they have guest comics as well. And yeah, so you should check that out and keep reading.